Okay, this is the eastbound Turnpike at the Easy Pass only ramp for Malvern Great Valley. Bing! Alright, let's get up to speed here.
That is not the status on our roads right now.
Breaking news on KYW News Radio.
95 North, right at the airport. Highway closed for police investigation. Let's bring in Brian Ramona in the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. Brian, I guess the first question is, where is the closure and how far back does the delay stretch?
So the closure is actually at Philadelphia International Airport. There is an exit for 291, which folks had started to get off on, but then they shut down the highway just after the exit, and they're feeding all of that traffic onto the ramp to 291 to head into South Philly.
So, Brian, if you're stuck in the mess and you need to catch a flight, what are your alternatives?
The good news is if you are heading to the airport coming from Delaware County and coming north on 95, you can get off at Bartram Avenue. That'll get you to the airport. You'll be okay. If you are going past the airport, you might want to think about getting off at Bartram and taking Bartram around the airport up to Essington Avenue. That's right by the Auto Mall. It will take you past the Auto Mall, and then you get on Passyunk. That'll get you to the Schuylkill. So that's the easiest way around. Right now, everybody on 291 is barely moving.
Now, Brian, I guess the other question, we're trying to estimate the backlog of traffic behind this closure. I mean, the traffic stretches for miles. Can you give us your best estimate?
It's probably about, if you consider starting at the off-ramp at 291, I would call it about a mile and a half all the way into South Philadelphia over the Platte Bridge.
All right. And now, my friend, for the rest of traffic and weather, we're going to have you hit the other roads as well, which I'm sure are taking a hit because of what's happening on 95.
For sure. As we mentioned, the Platte, for sure, that's the problem. I think some folks have decided maybe to go up the Blue Route and then come down the Schuylkill. That's not the worst idea, but 76 eastbound is bumper to bumper from Montgomery down to 30th Street, where we had a tractor-trailer accident off on the shoulder, and then there was a report that they were getting ready to do some construction. Now, there is a westbound delay through there as well, but the bigger westbound delay starts before the Conshohocken curve and continues out to Gulf Mills. That's because of a crash there in the right lane. Now, we have delays also 422 East near Saratoga. That's that left lane construction again, and yep, that crew is back on the 30 bypass eastbound before Route 100. If you're trying to get over into New Jersey, you probably want to avoid the Commodore Barry Bridge. It is crawling now on the upside as they're moving some construction equipment around. You get into New Jersey, and most of the majors are pretty good. We do have a jam southbound of the Turnpike near exit 4 for Route 73 because of a crash. But the bigger news is a crash in Medford, Burlington County. It has Route 70 westbound shut down at Main Street. Eastbound, only one lane is squeezing by. It appears there's an investigation going on there, too. Mass Transit's okay. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement 24-hour traffic center, a lifetime warranty of materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. I'm Brian Ramona.
And Brian, one more time, for those of people stuck in the delay, need to get to the airport or beyond, best advice.
Best advice, if you're southbound, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You can get over the bridge. It won't cause any problems. If you're northbound, get off at Bartram Avenue, and you'll be able to get to the airport without much of a problem.
Thank you so much, my friend, and stay with KYW News Radio. count on us for continuing coverage. Let's get a look at your forecast really quickly. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine.
A very interesting comparison to look back to last year, September, ending up with 6 inches of rainfall. And now, looking at this year so far, we're only at about a half an inch. So well below the average for the amount of rain we normally see for the month. And it looks like we're going to finish that way too, because we really only have this last bit of shower activity through Thursday night, and that's it. So speaking of, we're going to be looking at cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon, 71 degrees. Showers do move in tonight and tomorrow, and we could hear some thunder, 62 for the low and a high of 71 expected tomorrow. Can't rule out a shower Thursday, otherwise cloudy, 80 degrees. And then we finish off the week, go into the weekend with nice weather. It'll be a mix of clouds and sunshine, a high of 77 Friday, and then 75 for Saturday. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine.
So we're at 70 and temperatures holding nearly steady. Our high is 71. Now in other news at this hour, the Phillies secured their first division title in 13 years last night. Fans excited as another postseason gets closer. KWW's Tim Menace tells us they couldn't wait to get their hands on some merch.
When the Phil's team store doors first opened at 10 o'clock in the morning, the 20 or so people waiting outside got in and went straight for the postseason gear. The most popular pick, the red shirts with "We Own the East" across the front.
"We Own the East" is the MLB tagline for us, so we love it because, again, being back there as NL East champions after so many years, it just feels great.
That's Kristen Zeller, the Phil's retail marketing manager. Her sales squad has been working hard to prepare for another Red October, the third straight. Once again, demand is sky high for Phillies shirts, hats, pennants, and, of course, those infamous overalls. And for fans like Jessica and Thomas Hendricks from Delaware, who had their hands full here in the store, their spirits are way up, too.
Oh, we love it. Our kids love it. It's a whole family thing. It's a good time.
Definitely think people are a lot nicer this time of year. I think Red October definitely brings everybody together.
At the ballpark, Tim Jimenez, KWW News Radio, 103.9 FM.
A student at St. Joseph's University in critical condition at this hour after being hit by a car on City Avenue last night. Now, it happened around 8 o'clock near the intersection of City Avenue and Old Lancaster Avenue. The driver of the striking vehicle did stay on the scene. In an email to students and teachers, Vice President of Student Life and Dean of Students Ross Radish says that members of the St. Joseph's community are mobilizing in support of the student and their family. The university is offering counseling for students as well.
Conflict in the Middle East. The latest on KYW News Radio.
In Lebanon, Israel and Hezbollah trading fire again today. Israel launching a new airstrike on Beirut that it says killed a top Hezbollah commander. This follows Israeli airstrikes yesterday. They killed more than 500 people, including women and children, wounding at least 1,600 others. Israeli army hitting hundreds of Hezbollah targets in what ended up being the deadliest day of fighting between both sides in 18 years. More from White House correspondent Karen Travers.
The White House says it continues to urge Israel to avoid, quote, all-out war with Hezbollah, with tensions escalating. Israel on Monday hit 1,600 sites across Lebanon that it says are being used by Hezbollah. National Security Spokesman John Kirby on ABC's Good Morning America.
The Israelis will tell you yesterday that they had to take some of these strikes because they were about to be imminently attacked by Hezbollah. They do have a right to defend themselves. But what we're going to keep doing is talking to them about trying to find a diplomatic solution here.
Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
It's a 12:08. Violent crime down across the country last year, according to new FBI data. But victims and their families are still grappling with trauma and relief. So today, 3,000 crime victims and their families of murder victims from 30 states, including from our area, headed to Washington. They're there now, calling on lawmakers to provide more support in the healing process.
Survivors of violent crime are calling for change. They want to share their stories and make lawmakers aware of the need for an expansion of support for crime victims and their families. Among them, Carolyn Wilson of Philadelphia, who wants politicians to understand that services are required and needed for the victims of violence to heal.
You know, trauma recovery centers are needed. I know for myself, you know, when I reported my abuse before my father when I was 17, nothing happened. I was supposed to get counseling, but it never happened. We were supposed to go to court, nothing happened. It just went away. away. And it wasn't until things resurfaced 30 plus years. So here I am still left carrying that burden.
Some on board the buses were holding pictures of loved ones who lost their lives due to gun violence. Participants are also calling for lawmakers to make rehabilitation, drug treatment, and community-led violence intervention programs accessible to all who may need them. In West Philadelphia, John McKay, KYW News Radio, 103.9 FM.
95 is still closed. 95 north at the airport. Stay right here.
What's important to you matters to us. KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's local news. The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Bob Casey supported sanctuary city policies that let criminal illegal immigrants onto our streets instead of deporting them. Casey voted over and over again to fund sanctuary cities, making our neighborhoods less safe. After an illegal alien was arrested for domestic assault in Philadelphia, instead of deporting him, they let him go. Thanks to sanctuary city policies Bob Casey supported. That same criminal, released under the radical policy Casey voted for, went on to repeatedly rape a 5-year-old girl. It could have been prevented. It should have been prevented. But Bob Casey failed us. The U.S. attorney said this young girl was raped because of Philadelphia's sanctuary city policy. Bob Casey voted over and over for this madness, putting our families, our children, at risk. We've had enough of Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
It's the Jeep Adventure Days at Ross Choate Norristown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. We're having our biggest loyalty event ever. If you're a Jeep fan, doesn't matter where you got it, you're welcome here, and the deals have never been better. Let's start with the new 24 Jeep Compass Limited at only $199 per month. $199? Don't let this one get by you. The 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is only $249 per month. Rates are coming down. These are the best deals of the year. How about a new 2023 Grand Cherokee Trailhawk 4xe? Over $20,000 off MSRP. This is a real value, and they won't last long. 866-415-8892 or NorristownCDJR.com. We're only 10 money-saving minutes from the King of Prussia Mall. Now, without the fast talk, Trailhawk includes hybrid tax credit to qualified buyers. Leases are $4,500 plus first payment due at delivery. Compass is 36 months. Grand Cherokee 27 months. Includes loyalty with approved credit. Tax, license, and 464 doc fee additional. Offer expires 10/1/24.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Breaking news on KYW News Radio.
Here's what we know. A massive backup on northbound 95, and it starts at the airport because of a state police investigation on the Platte Bridge. All northbound lanes, 95, are closed in that area. This issue began around 11 o'clock. We've been watching it from Chopper Video for compliments of our partners at NBC 10. And they show a car and an SUV on the downside of the bridge after an apparent accident. Also, state troopers walking around that area. That's why it's closed. Let's bring in our expert from the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, Brian Ramona, to go over what you can do if you're stuck in the middle of this and need to get to the airport, Brian.
All right, so the good news is actually we are able to get to the airport. So if you're on 95 North and you're worried about getting to your flight, shouldn't have any problem actually driving into the airport. You can get off at Bartram Avenue, and that will take you down to the intersection that heads you into the airport grounds. Now, if you're trying to get past the airport, that's the issue. All traffic is being funneled off at 291, which is the Platte Bridge. I just looked at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams. The Platte Bridge is literally crawling all the way into South Philadelphia. You don't want to deal with that. take Bartram Avenue around the airport. Take a left on Essington Avenue by the Auto Mall. That'll get you onto Passyunk Avenue, and that'll take you to the Schuylkill Expressway. Now, the Schuylkill, you can take that westbound to 676 East to get back to 95. Now, there are some delays on 76 West, around South Street, but nothing major. Looking better on 76 West between the curve and Gulf Mills. There was an earlier accident there. And on bridges, Commodore Barry into New Jersey crawling because they're moving some construction equipment around, and they had a temporary closure. Well, speaking of closures, we have one in Medford, New Jersey. 70 westbound shut down at Main Street. The eastbound side, only one lane getting by because of a very serious accident. Mass transit, no major delays. I'm Brian Ramona.
Brian, one last question.
Yeah.
If you had to estimate the backlog of 95 North from the closure point all the way back, where would you say the traffic stands now?
Well, luckily, on 95 itself, it's not a huge delay at the closure point. It's moving along pretty well because we're in the middle of the day. If it was rush hour, it would be a different story.
All right, my friend, thank you so much. Stay with KYW News Radio and count on us for continuing coverage. Let's get a look at your forecast. It's sponsored by Independence Blue Cross. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine.
Skies will remain mostly cloudy the rest of the afternoon as temperatures get to 71 degrees, a little bit below average for this time of year by about 5 degrees. And then for tonight, we have some showers moving in, dipping down to 62. Showers are going to be around in general tomorrow, but if it's not raining, the cloud cover is going to be around. Could hear some thunder, too, with a high temp of 71. On Thursday, we're cloudy overall once again. Can't rule out a shower with a high temp of 80 degrees. This is AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Nordine.
So right now it is 70. Again, temperatures holding nearly steady as we'll get up to 71 today. Let's get a quick check of Wall Street. And we find the Dow is up 21.82. A NASDAQ up 107 and 3/4 points. S&P 500 up 12.71.
KYW News Radio 103.9 FM is always live and always free on the Odyssey app.
3 things to know, sponsored by Oliver Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Aramark workers will continue to walk the picket line outside of tonight's Phillies game and a scheduled concert. The American Red Cross is appealing for donations after an analysis shows the blood supply in our nation and region are dangerously low. We have significant delays. 95 North remaining closed at the airport for a police investigation. You're headed to the airport and divert off to Bartram Avenue. I'm Michelle Durham. Dan Mike at the editor's desk. Winston Harrison, Carrington Corbin. Now, let's discuss the Phils. Because even though they clinched the division, fans are celebrating. Dave Uram tells us there's much more for them to do this week.
Check off the goal of NL East. Next up, a first-round bye. Bryce Harper and the Phillies have a magic number of 2 to guarantee them skipping a wild card series.
I think the bye is going to help a lot of our team. I mean, I think a lot of guys are kind of grinding through right now, a lot of stuff.
If they do get a bye, there will probably be questions about how to avoid rust from that break.
Take a page out of Houston's book. They've done it the last couple of years, so they've been able to do it, so we'll see what happens.
Phil's got to refocus for tonight's 6:40 game against the Cubs. However, last night, of course, was about partying after winning their first division since 2011. Dave Uram, KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
On 12:18, striking Aramark workers will be outside tonight's game and the Maxwell concert also across the way at the Wells Fargo Center tonight. Now, last night outside the Citizens Bank Park, union members held signs and spoke with fans asking them not to buy food or beverages. Union and Aramark have not been able to come to terms on a contract after months of talks. Samantha Spector works for all 3 venues at the sports complex.
I'm hoping it's going to be great. I mean, we're going to talk to the fans. A lot of the fans already support us. I've talked to them when I'm working there. We're talking. They know we deserve it. Like, we are out here with them all the time. Our managers aren't greeting the people that come to our bars. Like, the ones that get all the big pay, they're not doing all that. We are.
Aramark says they have bargained in good faith with the union. The blood supply in the nation and our region is dangerously low, and the American Red Cross is once again making the appeal for people to roll up their sleeves. With more, KYW Community Impact reporter Raquel Williams.
There is a dire need for blood right now. The demand that we had projected to need over the summer for blood, the actual need was significantly higher than what we had expected.
That's Elena Mauger, Regional Communications Manager for the American Red Cross Southeastern Pennsylvania Division. Natural disasters, summer vacation, travel, COVID cases, all of these things are contributing factors to the blood shortage. Mauger says supplies were okay through July, and that they immediately made efforts for people to donate.
What we're seeing is that happened a little bit. We're in September, and we're still seeing that critical need that we have.
She says blood platelets are needed as well. They only have a shelf life of 5 days, so that supply has to be continually restocked. The American Red Cross is now offering an incentive for blood and platelet donors.
If you donate between now and September 30th, you will receive a $15 e-gift card to a merchant of your choice. Automatically, you're registered for this gift card, and within 30 days, you will receive the card electronically.
To find a donation site near you, go to redcrossblood.org. Raquel Williams, KYW News Radio, 103.9 FM.
This just in to KYW News Radio.
To the relief of drivers, Brian Ramona has good news for us. Brian.
Indeed, they just reopened 95 northbound at the airport. All lanes are open again. I can't tell you what's at the end of the Girard Point Bridge just yet. We will in a couple of minutes.
All right, Brian, thanks so much, and stay with us for continuing coverage of the crash and police investigation. It's still out there, and we'll take a look at that next.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you, like firefighters, police officers, teachers, and healthcare workers. So whether you're saving lives or trying to live a healthier life, you can always count on Independence. Learn more at ibx.com.
We know your morning is busy, but there's an easy way to get caught up on the news that matters to you with KYW News Radio on your smart speaker.
Good morning, I'm Ian Bush.
And I'm Carol McKenzie. This morning, we're following developing news out of Bucks County.
Yeah, it's a story that make your morning routine a little less hectic. Just ask your smart speaker to play KYW News Radio.
When was the last time you watched your home movies? Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments, so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud, so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast. We always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says,
there he is.
I wish I'd done it sooner.
Advertising his name on a billboard, President Trump.
Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies last. legacybox.com/value.
Ball 22 coming up.
It was the start of Philly's love affair with grit.
And we just crossed the border into Bucks County.
Coming up in Rewind.
After we talk to Brian, get the latest on what's happening on 95 now. The PJ Fitzpatrick from the Urban Traffic Center.
So we'll go again with the good news. All lanes are open now. 95 northbound at the airport. Now, you're still going to see a delay getting over the Girard Point Bridge because only the right lane gets by at the scene of this accident and police investigation. So expect there to still be some delays as you pass the airport, and we're still jammed on the Platte Bridge trying to get into South Philly. Now, heavy on the Schuylkill West, University up to the Vine. Also heavy around the curve, but that earlier crash around Gulf Mills is out of there. A little sluggish on the eastbound side near Montgomery. Heavy on 422 eastbound, or at least it was, between Arm & Hammer Boulevard and Saratoga. It looks like they may have finished for the day. They're not done yet on the 30 bypass eastbound, though. You're jammed approaching Route 100. Bridge problem? Well, yeah, the Girard Point Bridge, the Commodore Barry Bridge. That is crawling heading into New Jersey. They're moving some construction equipment around. And the big problem remains in New Jersey, in Medford, where you have westbound 70 shut down at Main Street. Eastbound, only one lane gets by because of a serious accident. Mass Transit's okay.
Brian, thanks. Let's get a look at the active weather forecast. Cloudy today with a high of 71, and we are at that forecast high now. Tonight, clear, a couple showers, look 62. Tomorrow, cloudy, humid with a couple of showers, high 72. At 66 in Norristown, 67 in Overbrook and in Ridley Park.
Rewind. Appliance Warehouse. Tax-free shopping on new kitchen appliances. NationalApplianceWarehouse.com. September 24th. He came in like a wrecking ball, swinging from the rafters 2018 with all the style and pizzazz of a hairy, orange version of Miley Cyrus. The flyers revealed Gritty to the public. Immediately, he had his supporters. Some think that Gritty's cute, and also his detractors. Other people think he's terrifying, but he became an icon.
100% this is what we need. We have that. No one likes us, so we don't care attitude.
Both on the ice and off.
Co-opted images of the googly-eyed mascot have been seen at Philly protest marches and in countless memes.
And a hero.
This has been the happiest day since February when Jack was diagnosed with cancer in his pelvis.
Gritty came in and Jack was just beside himself, so happy.
I love you.
I'm Andre Benton, and this is Rewind on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM, sponsored by National Appliance Warehouse.
12:25, a look at my news and update from Bloomberg.
CBS and MTV owner Paramount Global is cutting more jobs today, nearly completing its previously announced plan to reduce its U.S. workforce by 2,000 jobs, or 15% of its payroll. Layoffs are part of a $500 million cost-cutting effort announced in June. A memo seen today by Bloomberg says Paramount is focused mainly on making its streaming efforts profitable. TikTok is the first name in the world of short online videos, but the company's effort to become a major player in music streaming has come up short. Today, TikTok says it plans to discontinue its music service in November, ending a years-long push in several countries to compete with the likes of Spotify and Pandora. TikTok will still have plenty of pull in music, as videos have been credited with helping some new artists get discovered. Wall Street's indexes higher, moderately. Dow gaining 0.1%, S&P 500 up a quarter. Those two indexes are also in record territory. NASDAQ rising more than 0.5%. With money news from Bloomberg on KYW, I'm Andrew O'Day.
12:26 traffic moving somewhat on 95 North near the airport after a significant closure. We'll get the latest next.
The news you need now. KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru.
Hello, let's talk about prices. At National Appliance Warehouse, we have billions in buying power that we leverage in order to pass dramatic savings to our customers. We're passionate about offering the lowest price, so we developed Price Assured to ensure we always are. Price Assured uses powerful technology to scan chain store prices online and make sure ours is lower. Because Price Assured is connected to electronic tags throughout the showroom, it's able to update them instantly if an adjustment is needed. Our customers enjoy great service that rivals that of a small independent. While shopping with confidence, they're seeing the lowest possible price.
Fall into savings now at National Appliance Warehouse. Upgrade your laundry for less with LG. Get a high-efficiency front-load washer with stackable dryer from LG. Regularly $1978 for only $12.98. Save $680. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington today.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out hard-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the